Welcome to English Practice and Podcasts. Today we are really going to break down a critical topic, something tailored specifically for you, navigating the U.S. used car market on a razor-sharp budget. We're talking about finding the 10 most reliable vehicles when you absolutely have to stay under that $10,000 mark.
And that budget, that's not just a number, is it? It's a reality for so many people new to the country, and it completely changes how you should approach buying a car.
Exactly.
So our sources today, they don't just give you a list. We're focusing on the specific strength and, maybe more importantly, the really crucial weaknesses of each model. We're prioritizing three things: reliability, proven reliability, low operating costs, and parts that are easy and cheap to find anywhere.
Yeah, we've pulled together everything from mechanic recommendations to long-term owner reviews, and we've got specific price ranges, ideal model years, and a non-negotiable checklist for when you're actually looking at a car. Our mission here is simple. We want to give you the key information you need right now so you can walk onto a car lot feeling like you're in control.
And this is personal for us, too. I mean, I drive a 2015 Toyota Prius every single day. Its fuel economy is it's incredible, and it's a star on this list.
And I'm still driving my 2012 Honda Civic. That car is the definition of a low-cost workhorse. So the focus here is on vehicles that have really proven themselves. So let's get into this list, starting with what some people call the bulletproof 4, the Japanese sedans that really set the standard.
When you're looking for just pure, simple budget reliability, you almost always start with Toyota and Honda. It's what they built their reputation on.
Okay, so kicking things off with the champion of reliability, the Toyota Corolla. We're looking at model years between 2005 and 2013 with a price range of about $5,000 to $9,500.
Right. And the sources often describe the Corolla as maybe the most convenient first car for an immigrant.
Convenient? How so?
Because the engineering is so basic, but in the best possible way. The engine is simple, no turbo, so there are just fewer things that can break. Literally every mechanic in America knows this car. Parts are everywhere and they're cheap, and the fuel consumption is great. If you just want drama-free city driving, the Corolla is the benchmark.
Right alongside it, of course, is its big rival, the Honda Civic. That's about $6,000 to $10,000 for the 2006 to 2013 models. And this is my car.
And it offers that exact same promise, really. A very reliable engine, easy to service, and fantastic economy. You're usually looking at around 30 to 40 miles per gallon.
I find the handling is a little more engaging, maybe, than the Corollas, but at its core, it's the same deal. Cheap maintenance, inexpensive parts. It's just a great starter car for commuting.
Okay, so what if you need a bit more room than a Civic or Corolla? Then we move up to the midsize car, starting with the Toyota Camry. We're talking $6,500 to $10,000 for a 2002 to 2011 model.
Wait a second. If the Camry holds its value that well, doesn't that mean the ones under 10 grand are going to be really old or have, insanely high mileage?
That's a great question. And yes, you're right. These Camrys will probably have higher mileage, maybe over 150,000 miles. But here's the thing with the Camry. It was built to handle 200,000 miles, even more, as long as it was maintained. The four-cylinder engine is great on gas for a bigger car, and some of the older V6s give you that extra power you need for merging onto a busy U.S. freeway. You just have to check that maintenance history.
And its counterpart would be the Honda Accord, right?
Yeah.
About $7,000 to $10,000 for the 2003 to 2011 models.
Exactly. The Accord gives you everything the Camry does: space, comfort, reliability, but often with a bit of a sportier feel. The engines are powerful, but still pretty economical. It does tend to be the priciest of these four, just because it's so well-rounded. If your budget can stretch closer to that $10,000 limit, a good Accord is a fantastic all-around vehicle.
So those are the big four, the safe bets. The car is built purely for function. But what if you need more utility, or you want to save even more money up front? That brings us to our next group of cars.
Yeah. And this is where you can find some real bargains, but it's also where the warnings become, let's say, non-negotiable. You have to pay attention.
Let's start with the Ford Focus. Price-wise, $4,000 to $8,500 for a 2008 to 2014. This really is positioned as a beginner budget car.
The price is very accessible, and maintenance is generally low. Ford parts are everywhere, and if you can find the hatchback version, it's surprisingly useful for moving stuff, which is a big plus when you're just starting out.
But the research is really clear on this one. You have to be so careful with the inspection.
Absolutely. The engines are decent, but they are known for some common issues, especially with body rust and some other mechanical things in those years. It's a bargain, for sure, but you can't buy it blind.
Okay, next up, if you want reliability but something that feels a little less like an appliance, the Mazda 3. That's $5,000 to $9,500 for a 2007 to 2013.
Yes, the Mazda 3 always gets great reviews for its handling. It's just more fun to drive, and honestly, it's a more attractive design than its rivals from that era.
And it still gets good fuel economy, right?
Yeah, typically around 28 to 35 mpg. So if you want that sportier feel but still need the core reliability, the Mazda 3 is a perfect blend.
Now back to a more spacious option. We've got the Nissan Altima. We're looking at $5,000 to $9,000 for 2005 to 2012 models.
It's a smooth ride, very spacious inside, and it's priced really affordably, often less than a comparable Camry.
Okay, but this brings up a huge warning, and this is where the details really matter. For these specific model years, the sources all say you must check the transmission. Why is that so critical for the Altima?
Because we're talking about the CVT, the continuously variable transmission that Nissan used in that era, and honestly, they had a notoriously high failure rate.
What does that mean for a buyer?
It means that unlike a traditional automatic, the CVT can fail suddenly and catastrophically, and it's incredibly expensive to fix. It's a known weak point that could completely destroy your budget if it fails.
So a pre-purchase inspection is absolutely essential for an Altima.
Vital, 100%.
That is exactly the kind of specific advice people need.
Oh?
Okay, finally in this section, a car for a non-negotiable need in a lot of the U.S. The Subaru Legacy or Impreza. About $6,000 to $10,000 for a 2004 to 2012.
Right. If you live anywhere that gets heavy snow, like the Northeast or the Midwest or a mountainous area like Colorado, the key feature of the Subaru is its standard all-wheel drive, or AWD.
And for anyone not familiar, AWD sends power to all four wheels at the same time.
Exactly. It's a massive safety feature. It gives you so much more traction and stability in snow, ice, or even just heavy rain. It's about control.
So it's a huge safety win for certain climates. What's the catch from a budget perspective?
The catch is a little more complexity. The AWD system has more moving parts than the simple front-wheel drive systems in a Corolla or Civic.
So higher maintenance costs.
Potentially, yeah. Maintenance for things like the drivetrain can be a bit higher over the life of the car. It's a necessary cost if you need that winter safety, but you have to factor it into your long-term budget.
Okay, we've covered 8 really solid options. Now let's talk about the final 2, which offer the ultimate in specialized benefits. One for fuel economy and one for pure space.
And this brings us to the ultimate budget saver on fuel, the Toyota Prius. We're looking at $4,000 to $10,000 for 2007 to 2015 models. And as a Prius owner myself, I can really speak to why this is such a great first car in the US.
So besides the famous MPG, what's the biggest thing that stands out to you about owning one?
It's the total operating cost. You're consistently getting 45, 55, even more miles per gallon. That is a massive relief for your budget when gas prices are high, and it's built on that same reliable Toyota foundation.
And since there are so many of them, any mechanic can work on them, right?
Pretty much, yeah. Mechanics across the country know how to service the hybrid parts now. Parts are widely available.
Let's talk about the price range, though. Which model years are the safest bet for under 10 grand?
The second generation model, so 2007 to 2012, will almost always be under that $10,000 line. You can find the newer third gen, like a 2013 to 2015, but they'll be right at the top of the budget, maybe even a little over.
Okay, but now we have to talk about the single biggest risk with a used Prius. The hybrid battery, the heart of the car.
Precisely. That high voltage hybrid battery is the most expensive single component in the entire vehicle. And if you're looking at a car with its original battery, and that battery is over 10 years old, well, it's nearing the end of its life.
What kind of risk are we talking about financially? How much would that cost to fix?
A full replacement for that high voltage battery can run you anywhere from $2,000 to $4,000. It's a huge expense.
So how can you protect yourself?
You have to check the service records with the VIN to see if the battery has ever been replaced. And when you test drive it, watch that dashboard like a hawk for any error lights related to the hybrid system. That one check could save you thousands.
That is some serious money-saving advice. Okay, for our final vehicle, we're going in the complete opposite direction from the Prius in terms of size. The Toyota Sienna Minivan. That's $3,500 to $10,000 for a 2004 to 2011.
For a family, or if you need a vehicle for work like rideshare or moving things, the Sienna is just unbeatable for space. It's a reliable Toyota with a massive interior, and those sliding doors are a lifesaver.
The models in this budget are definitely older, though. What are the main drawbacks with a minivan of that age?
Fuel economy is the biggest one. It's terrible compared to the sedans. You're only looking at maybe 18 to 25 mpg.
And I imagine they have high mileage.
Very high mileage, usually. They were used as family haulers. So you have to pay extremely close attention to the engine and the transmission fluid during your inspection.
And what about the minivan-specific features? What should someone check?
Two things. First, check for rust, especially on the sills and around the wheel arches where water collects. Second, test those power sliding doors over and over again. If those motors are broken, it's not a cheap fix.
So now we have our list of 10 great contenders. But finding the right car is just step one. The final steps of the purchase are the same no matter which one you pick.
Right. This is our essential buying checklist, and it applies to every single one of these cars. The first step is verification. You have to get a VIN report from a service like Carfax or AutoCheck.
What are you looking for in that report specifically?
You're checking for accidents, first and foremost. You want a clean title, not a salvage one. You're confirming the mileage is accurate, and you're looking for proof of those big repairs we talked about. Did that Prius get a new battery? Was the Altima's transmission serviced? It's your insurance policy.
Then comes the physical inspection, the stuff you can see and touch.
Exactly. Get down and look under the car for any fluid leaks, oil, transmission fluid, coolant. Check the tires. Look at the suspension components. If those shocks and struts are worn out, that's another $1,000 you'll have to spend soon.
And during the test drive, the single most important mechanical check is
the transmission. Feel how it shifts. It should be smooth. No hesitation, no sudden clunks or jerks between gears. A bad transmission in this price range can instantly make a chip car very, very expensive.
Which brings us to the final absolute must-do step, the PPI.
The pre-purchase inspection. Always. Arrange to take the car to an independent mechanic that you choose, not the seller's mechanic. Spending a couple $100s on a PPI can save you thousands in hidden repairs. It's the best money you'll spend in the entire process.
So with all that in mind, where should you actually be looking for these cars?
The sources all recommend starting your search online. Use sites like CarGurus, AutoTrader, even Craigslist or Facebook Marketplace. Filter by price stick to that $10,000 max and filter for an automatic transmission. And most importantly, use the filter for a vehicle with a clean history.
Wow, that covers a huge amount of ground. We've given you the ultimate shortlist and the technical landmines to avoid.
So now your choice really comes down to what you prioritize. Is it ultimate low cost and simplicity like the Corolla and Civic? Or is it a specialized need like the Sienna for space, the Subaru for winter, or the Prius for maximum MPG?
But the great thing is, all of them share those key benefits, accessible parts and mechanics who know how to fix them anywhere in the U.S.
At the end of the day, buying a car under $10,000 means you're prioritizing reliability and maintenance history over a fancy stereo or perfect paint. This knowledge lets you go into the market critically, knowing exactly what to look for.
And we want to leave you with one final thought as you start your search.
We've focused a lot on the purchase price, but the true cost of owning a car in the U.S. is so often determined by the repair bills. So, thinking about that, which vehicle gives you better peace of mind over the next 5 years? Is it the ultra-economical hybrid, the Prius with its one big, expensive battery risk? Or is it the low-tech, totally robust workhorse sedan, the Corolla? That's a key question for you to explore as you decide which reliable path to take.